Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Split. First off, isn't this poster artwork super awesome? I mean, I feel like it's really creative, really artistic, and unique, so really had to show off the poster I got at my screening. So before we begin, do not worry, this is a spoiler-free movie review. So this is M Night Shyamalan, you know there's going to be something in here somewhere, right? So I'm not going to spoil any of that for you. As for Split, I was very excited to see this film. Everybody loves James McAvoy. We know he's a great actor, so seeing him take on such a meaty, awesome role was excitement enough. But M Night Shyamalan released a solid, good horror thriller in The Visit recently, and now he's releasing another. So I went in hoping, maybe, that The Visit was a stepping stone to bigger and better things to come in Shyamalan's return to greatness. And I would say that assessment is correct because I really enjoyed Split. First of all, James McAvoy is fantastic. Of course, he's given several roles to play in the film within one body, and I think he did an amazing job of creating authentic, different personalities within this one character. So all of the ad campaign does speak of 23 distinct personalities. I will tell you now that James McAvoy does not pull off 23 distinct personalities. Instead, we're given a variation of a few key ones, and then every now and then we get glimpses of some of these other personalities that lie within. But we never explore all 23 personalities, which I think is for the best. That would just be too much or take up too much time, and it wasn't required. And then Anya Taylor-Joy, she's kind of the new Scream Queen these days after The Witch and Morgan. Now we have Split. She's definitely the horror thriller genre ingenue of the moment, and for good reason. I think she plays this kind of character very, very well. Just her eyes alone lend themselves to so much suspense and so much emotion that I think she's perfect for it, and she does very good here. I thought she pulled off the intelligence she needed, the relatability she needed. She was really good. And all of our cast was really good. The other characters didn't play nearly as big of a role, but they all did a nice job. Nobody really was a clunker in here. I was also scared that the film would be insensitive to people with actual dissociative identity disorder, and that it would depict them as just kind of murderers and out of control, when in fact I think the movie actually is very sensitive and very kind toward the community. Of course, as you see from the trailers, this person with the disorder has problems controlling it, and that's what leads to this. But especially with the therapist, the psychologist that we spend a lot of time with here in the movie, she does a great job of really humanizing the disorder, not only for the fellow people she's speaking to within the film, but I think to the audience as well. I also think M. Night Shyamalan does a really solid job with his direction here. I think that this film builds suspense and delivers some really great suspenseful sequences. I don't think this movie ever is scary or super suspenseful, but it creates enough suspense to make a pretty good psychological thriller. And much like The Visit, I commend Blumhouse for being able to keep Shyamalan under control, because both films had kind of an out there premise. They go a little bit crazy, but they never get so ridiculous that you're just like, oh god. We don't have the big, infamous Shyamalan twist here. The roadmap to the film is pretty much just laid out. I mean, I guess the twist might be in where that final part comes from, but it's told to you what is coming and what is happening. You know where we're headed, and then it just delivers a really solid movie that keeps you entertained getting to that end point. And speaking of the end, the very end of this film is just fantastic. I loved it. It's a complete surprise. You also will just be smiling as you leave the theater. Kind of opens the doors. I'm not going to say more because this is non-spoiler, but the very ending of this film was pretty great. Also, this film was surprisingly funny, almost completely on the hands of James McAvoy, and I fully do believe it was intended to be funny when it was funny. This film, much like The Visit, borders on a comedic thriller. Like, it is just an entertaining film from start to finish. You don't ever get bored, you're never like wandering away, because these characters, and in particular James McAvoy, does such a great job keeping you engaged, keeping you laughing, keeping you on the edge of your seat, always wanting to see what comes next. As for the negatives of this film, first of all, I think that the third act gets a little bit wacky. The disorder is taken to places that clearly the disorder cannot be taken to in real life, and our therapist says as much in the film. But of course, it's for a horror film supernatural effect to go there. You take something in real life and you push it beyond the limit. Horror has always done such a thing, but it is a little bit like, oh, alright, we're actually going here, huh? But it's executed well enough that I don't think people really will mind. And the main complaint I usually have with horror films is that our characters do so much stupid stuff. Granted, our main characters are 3 teenage girls, so I guess you could kind of understand why they wouldn't have it all together. But especially at the beginning, we've seen it in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler. When James McAvoy character gets in the car, those 3 girls had plenty of opportunity to do something, to draw attention to the car, to get out, to move, to attack. Like, they had plenty of time to avoid the rest of the film, actually. And instead, they just sat there, like, talking, being weird. Especially Anya Taylor-Joy character, just literally just sat there kind of staring for a good 5 minutes as all of this unfolded. And I was like, girl, you could have been long gone by now. And they all do other stupid stuff as well after we get into the meat of the story that I can't really divulge here. But then we even get to, like, the psychologist, who I think does some really stupid stuff. So it's like, oh gosh, characters, no. Keep your wits about you. All of you ladies, all 4 of you, are intelligent women, and you've shown that. But apparently all that intelligence goes away once the brain is under enough stress. I don't know, but even amongst these stressful situations that you're speaking, you're talking at least something smart. So what's going on? Also, the end kind of resolution, I wasn't really buying. I didn't really go for it. Like, I kind of did, because they set up the premise throughout the film, but it kind of was like, okay, that was whatever. So overall, I had a really good time with Split. By no means do I think it's one of Shyamalan's best features ever, but it's a really solid, fun, good time in the movies with this psychological, unique thriller that he presents here. So if you're into these kind of thrillers, or if you've watched the trailers and are even interested, I think it's definitely worth a full price ticket. You won't be disappointed if you go see this on a Friday or Saturday night with friends. So that has been my review of Split. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Split? And what is your favorite M Night Shyamalan film? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!